What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. This is episode 54. Thank you, Chris. 54, recorded on Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, to get posted to podcast services on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, to the usual spots: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and then YouTube. If you're listening to us on an audio-only version, feel free to come on over to YouTube. Check us out there as well. You can watch full episodes or segments as designated by the time code. We try to snip out some interesting clips. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. However you choose to enjoy us. Thank you. And as a note, we posted our third movie bracket battle on October 26th. So, that was recorded on October 26th. The first one's on May, the second one's in July. Check those out. Those are a lot of fun. I listened to our last one. A lot of hard decisions. We put movies against each other, and this third one was exceptionally difficult, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, we've had 3 bracket battles, and all 3 of us have won one. Isn't that amazing?
I have not. Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Jeez,
Wow.
man,
Actually, I
sorry,
would
man.
like to congratulate Chris on winning the last one. It was nice.
It was.
just-
I mean, I feel like I was due, and it came around finally.
All right,
so.
Scorsese with Scorsese with The Departed. Not better than Blood Diamond, but it is due. Fine. All right, gentlemen, how are you today?
Hola.
What's
Hello.
going on in the world of Roger?
Oral hair
It's dark now. Time changed.
and full of terrors.
It's dark now.
It is.
A man of many words.
It is.
It is. Yeah, time changes, which has thrown me off all day today. Which
Oh,
has
yeah.
been some years it doesn't bug me. Some years it does. This is one that does. I've been off all day long. So
Well, it was weird. We went directly from Halloween to the time change, which
Yeah.
I feel like there's usually space in between there. There certainly wasn't.
yeah. So, do you guys watch anything? Because I watched one thing this week, and it was just K-pop Demon Hunters again with my youngest.
Again. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
good, man.
No, I haven't watched. I watched my movies for each day, and then one of them was Friday was Bugonia. So
Bugonia.
I finished The Pit. Excellent show.
I meant to
show.
start that this week. I meant
Should.
to start that.
It's worth
It's
it.
fire. Incredible show.
Definitely worth your time.
Everybody should watch it.
The Pit. What about
Yeah.
you, Chris? What's going on in your world this week?
Not much. I got to spend the day with my youngest while my oldest and the wife went to a swim meet all the way like in Columbus area.
Ugh.
So got to have a daughter dad night. Watched K-pop Demon Hunters and stuff.
There you
Hung
go.
out. Built
Nice.
a rocket ship out of duct tape and boxes. So,
Isn't Columbus a bit far for a swim meet for a school here?
brother?
About that?
It's not a school. It's the YMCA league.
Okay.
But even so, it's kids sports, man. Sometimes you
That's how it goes.
sometimes you travel.
Definitely.
Sometimes you travel.
Definitely how
Um,
it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Halloween this week.
it
That happened.
was.
How was the trick or treating for you guys?
It's fine.
I mean, for me, it was fine.
I
You guys
gave-
get lots of candy, both of you. Did
I
you
gave-
fill your buckets?
Yeah, my
gave
kids
out-
got
I-
candy, therefore I have candy.
Did you steal it from them?
I mean, dad tax exists.
One question: aside from the dad tax, did you steal from it, and do they know you stole from it?
Oh yeah. They know that I rule my house with an iron fist, which also comes in the form of candy taxation.
What brand did you tax with?
So I'm a big Tootsie Roll guy. Always have been. My grandfather loved them, and
Gross.
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls are just my jam. That and besides
Are you
Tootsie Rolls-
58 years old?
Huh?
Are you 58
No, I
years
think it's
old?
even. I think it's higher than that. I think it's like
I was
75.
going to say I also like Rolos. So
Rolos.
and but chocolate wise, I'm not a big chocolate guy, but I like sprees and stuff too. But they didn't get any this year. That made me sad.
No. So out of all the candy that we gave out, ended up with like half a bowl left,
Mhm.
which is nice. And I get to eat on that, and whatever my kid brought home, I got to pick through. So, and I realized it wasn't in any of the candy that we gave out, so I can't really be upset about it. But
Yeah.
like, candy's super expensive right now because, of course, it is.
Hmm.
But like, I love Almond Joys.
Okay.
I only got one
Almond
Joy.
Joys.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
dude,
Almond
here's the
Joy.
thing, it's
Good
not
Almond
something
Joy.
that I'll just I want to eat all the time.
Yeah.
I just think that the little mini Almond Joy is like the perfect.
I'm pretty sure
perfect thing.
growing up we used to beat up a kid because he liked Almond Joy.
That's
like,
good.
Specifically because of Almond
I'm
Joy.
right here. I'm right here. But it's obviously you always steal the Reese cups.
Yeah.
Rolo's coming
That's a taxable.
That's
item.
mom's tax.
Rolo's come in a different package now.
Yep.
They come
That's
in
true.
like little individual packages, which is far easier to consume, by the way. Far easier.
Oh yeah.
But no, I sat on my porch and drank beers and talked to people
There you go.
and gave out
Threw
candy.
candy at kids as they
It's
walk.
great, man.
Yeah, nice.
It's great. And I also realized because I kept thinking the whole time I was giving out candy this year because we had it on Halloween night, which was Friday this year. How much it didn't feel like there was as many people as the year before.
Yeah.
Turns out the year before on the 31st, which was a Thursday, it was 81 degrees that day.
Okay.
And when I was handing out candy, it was sub 50.
There we go.
So then more things clicked in my brain.
There you go.
Because I'm just like, why does it feel so different this year?
Yep.
Because it was significantly different in temperature. So.
Interesting.
I went to Bugonia on Friday night. That's when I could fit it in. And when I got up to Marquee, when did you guys watch it?
I watched it Friday morning.
Sunday, today.
So when I got up there at Friday night, I had to do like a double check because I was one of like 4 cars in the entire park. I drove around in the entire parking lot for Marquee.
Yeah. So
when we hit the box office, you're gonna find out why.
Yeah.
But
so when I was there, it was actually pretty busy.
Oh, good.
Well, it wasn't because of anything we were going to see. It's because of the K-pop Demon Hunter Halloween sing-along.
The sing-along.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the kids can show up in their K-pop Demon Hunter outfits.
Well, good. I'm glad that they enjoy that. I'm glad they enjoy it. I'm also glad that you've seen that 27,000 times.
But yeah, so the thing is with the movies, like there was no horror movie for everybody to go see on Halloween night. Yeah. So what would you go see?
You'd watch it on a streaming service.
But you wouldn't go to the movies.
Yeah. No,
you would be out and about. I mean, Halloween night's a big time for people with some income to go to bars and things like that.
Yeah.
Big party night.
College crowd, of course.
Exactly.
But it's like you're seeding territory. I can understand like theaters, studios, for instance, rethinking things to try to like stay alive longer. I get that, rethinking strategies, but you're seeding ground to streaming. Because like Halloween's a night that people definitely want to watch. It's not like people like, oh, let's gather around, let's watch an Easter movie. Like it doesn't happen like that. But Halloween is definitely like a scary movie night.
Yeah.
So it's just you're ceding all that ground to streaming services you will never get back. But that's another episode.
I also really don't appreciate that Halloween was Friday night and we've morphed into full-on Christmas now, which is just Jesus.
Yep.
Not
so close to Christmas.
Thanksgiving erasure.
Yeah, my wife's killing it though.
Thing.
She's got like all the Christmas shopping basically done. So
good
for you guys.
Yeah,
good for you guys. I had a wedding this weekend. It was a lot of fun. I did my Cupid Shuffle dance. I'm a big fan of the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And then I danced to like the YMCA. I was one of the guys out there like dancing the YMCA. I enjoy wedding dancing. It's fun. There was a couple of us out there on the dance floor for a lot of those songs, but I really enjoyed seeing my friends. I have a lot of pictures that I'll post on Instagram maybe because I'm an old man. But why are you shaking your head? No.
Shining like they have your personal Instagram.
Oh yeah, no one does.
Exactly.
At Grayson Maxwell one, if you care, but I'll post those. But
just threw it out there. All right,
that's it.
Oh, who cares? But I'm not gonna post them now because Roger's made me weirded out. So because you people are weirded out. All right. What else to get this week? So I'm headed back to LA tomorrow. The recording of this is Sunday, and I'm going back on Monday. So by the time you hear this, I'll be back in Los Angeles. I start an Apple feature this coming week, so very excited about that.
Cool, congrats, buddy.
Thank you. I'm very excited. It's I don't know how many more movies I'll get, but hopefully I can just keep the ball rolling. There's a lot because the strikes have been weird and it's getting even sparser now, so it's like, oh man. But I'm gonna do my best. So back to Los Angeles, unfortunately. If you couldn't tell, I'm not a huge fan of Los Angeles. So
weather's nice.
From what I understand, Los Angeles isn't a huge fan of Los Angeles. So
correctamundo. But we have a show this week, and if you didn't know, I am one of your co-hosts. I'm one of your hosts, Grayson Maxwell. Joining me, as they do every week, are the men with the best beard in the podcast business. Also, my co-hosts, Roger Stillion and Chris Boughan.
That might be slander for someone out there, but I'll take it for now.
It's a scale of relativity true, so it could be. But I forgot to make our announcement. So
he's correct.
I am correct. All right, let's start a show And I want to say before we start the show, I hope you had a good Halloween and a safe one. That's important. But let's start the show. Let's do the box office, shall we?
Yeah, it's the box office. We got box office stuff.
This is a bad week for movies. One of the Chris, you sent us something that says this is one of the worst showings in like 26 years for this week or October.
For October.
So this is one of the worst
3
Octobers
decades.
in 3 decades. So add this up. 886, that's 16, that's 24, 29, less than $35 million for all 5 of the top. Here we go. Regretting You, leading the pack. Number 1, $8.1 million for a total of 50.8. That's not too bad for that movie. Good for it. Black Phone 2 pulled in just under that for $8 million domestic for a worldwide of 104. All right, Black Phone.
Second place. That's actually impressive for Black Phone.
Yep. On Halloween week.
A lot of people don't think Black Phone 2 is a very good movie, by the way. There's been a little bit of replies to comments on one of our socials, and people don't like that movie very
That's fine.
much. I agree with you. I happen to agree with you on that one.
They're wrong. So it's fine.
There's Roger the Humble, if you didn't know. That's his nickname.
Roger the Correct.
Humble.
Humbly correct?
Humbly correct. All right, Chris, you'll be happy to know.
Just correct.
Chainsaw Man, the movie Res Arc, $6 million for a very impressive $138 million worldwide.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that movie whenever I get to see it on streaming, but it's doing very well.
The budget for that was probably a sock full of nickels.
Like
so
$3 million.
They're way in the red.
Yeah,
they're way in the black
they're
on that
good for that.
They're doing fine.
Number
Make
4.
your money.
Another one for Chris. K-pop Demon Hunters is number 4, $5.3 million.
The sing-along
for a worldwide of 24.3, but that's just pure gravy for Netflix.
24 million in literally sing-alongs is all it is.
Yep.
Because that's the only way that they've released it in theaters is for the sing-along shows. That's
love it though.
Wild.
Yeah,
there are plenty of movies we see every year that would love to have made $24 million.
Of course.
I wonder how many Oscar noms that movie's going to get.
It's going to get a couple for songs, I think.
It's going to get multiple songs.
Mm-hmm.
What does it get? Like, for example, was the Frozen theatrical release and the Frozen sing-along, are they the same?
I think they count as the same
It's
thing.
not categorized as a sing-along. It'll be just categorized as,
Okay. Number 5, Bugonia. The first week it went wide. It's number 5. Congratulations, Bugonia. $4.8 million for a worldwide of $11 million.
That movie.
Be excited because we're going to talk about
that movie cares about how much it made. Don't get me wrong, but that movie doesn't really care how much movie it made.
Sure. I like the way you said that. It's so nice. Number 6, Back to the Future. Oh, that's impressive. Let's see that. So Back to the Future did a $5.4 million
on a re-release of an old movie. That's actually not bad. Yeah. I think Jaws is the highest one we've seen at like 50 million or something like that. That's like one of the highest ones we've seen.
I think Jaws would have been one of the Star Wars. Actually, Revenge of the Sith did something like 15 or 20 million.
They did a good number, yeah.
So Back to the Future re-release, 40 years, beat Springsteen the second week. Delivered Me from Nowhere, 3.8 million. So that's only setting at 30 point. What was the budget for that? 50, we thought. Oh,
841 million.
All right. Well, it's in the red.
That may be inaccurate.
Number 8, Tron Ares for a worldwide of 133. Is still not gonna get close. Stitchhead, Chris. I don't know. Do you know anything about that one?
What is it?
Stitchhead.
I don't know anything about that movie. I've heard buzz about it recently, and I think it's because people that were interested saw it this weekend, but I haven't seen anything on it yet.
And then number 10, Keanu, Good Fortune for a worldwide of 15.8.
Poor Keanu.
That's done. That Good Fortune, a movie you don't know anything about, has done half of Springsteen. Which I think is great. But anyway, so that's your box office. A really bad box office. People, go watch a movie. Just go buy a ticket. I don't even care if you watch the movie. Just go buy a ticket, please.
Yes.
For the love of God, please. Let's move on though, right along, shall we? So we are in movie rec territory, Chris, and I think it is your week, my friend.
It is my week.
It is Chris's week.
Now I'm going to recommend a movie that, and the reason why is because something that signifies to me as a movie being good in most cases is a movie that affects me after I see it. And we're going to talk about Bugonia in a little bit today. And Bugonia was one of those movies where it affected me. I don't know if it was good or not yet, but I definitely thought about it a lot since I've seen it. A movie that did it to me that I think fits kind of similar category is a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. This movie is a wild ride, and Gyllenhaal is, I can't decide if this is my favorite performance by Gyllenhaal, but it's in top 3 for me easily, and then parsing out what his best one would be out of the 3 would be tough, but this is definitely up there. Movie is just a crazy ride all the way through, and I enjoyed every minute of that movie. So and I think it fits really well with the pairing of Bugonia that we're going to talk about this week.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
What are your other Gyllenhaal movies?
So
Bubble Boy.
I was gonna say
Bubble Boy is not one of them. So Gyllenhaal's performances, I can't remember the name of it, but when he is, we saw it in Covenant. I love him
Covenant's a
in
great
Covenant.
movie.
I think his character is great in that movie, and he just feels like a very real guy that was put in that situation, and then does everything he can to fix that. So it definitely Covenant, and then, it's actually one where he isn't the main character. It's got Jennifer Aniston in it, and one of your favorite actors, Vince Vaughn. I can't remember what the movie is though, but where he's like he's a kid that's not he's not a quick kid. It's a sad movie, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head now that you put me on the spot.
I can't either, but now I'm very curious.
It's good.
So I'm sure this was a while ago.
Oh God, yeah. This is a young Jake Gyllenhaal. I like his performance in that, and I think it's one of the movies that probably put him on the map, honestly, for he can take on a role that's has emotional weight to it. So, but yeah,
Is it Josh and Sam? No.
Is it October Sky?
It is.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
it is October. That's not Jennifer Aniston.
okay. Well, I was wrong.
That's we just talked about her. That's the
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, October Sky is a hell of a movie.
Yeah.
You threw me off with the Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
I was
my
like,
bad.
who? And who'd you say my actor? You said
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn's also not an October
Okay,
Sky.
well then it's not October Sky. Then is what it is.
Oh, is it Donnie Darko?
I don't remember off the top of my head now. I told you I don't remember the name of
fair
the
enough.
movie. I know he's in it though.
It's not Bubble Boy, and that's
I'll
a
peek
shame.
for it.
It's not
Shit.
End of Watch, which is an
No,
awesome
that's also
movie.
a good
Is
movie
it
though.
Moonlit Mile? No, I don't know what this is. It doesn't matter. But Gyllenhaal, I mean, hell of an actor. I just watched rewatched Jarhead as well.
Mhm.
Another military.
It's another good one. Yeah.
Another fantastic movie.
So Jarhead, I think, is great.
Brokeback.
Brokeback. I mean, here's
It's a good movie.
It's a fine movie.
It is, yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not my favorite movie.
I miss the
No.
days when that was the movie that people were like, I don't know if that should have been nominated, but that was nothing compared to what happened these days.
Jarhead is when I met my wife. Me, her, and my parents went to dinner and a movie together and saw Jarhead. That was the movie.
That's a fun family movie to take.
I mean,
take everybody out.
my
to.
family's a little weird, so it was
That's
fine.
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, my dad loved it.
Of course he did.
because Jarhead rules.
Jarhead's good.
wrong.
I actually just watched Life as well and Stronger. I'm on
Life is
Gyllenhaal.
underrated, I think.
Oh, I think so too.
To this
It's
day.
an alien clone, but it's very underrated.
That's the one
yeah.
where Ryan Reynolds gets his
Yep.
hand all mangled. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Actually, I saw a clip of that somewhere. I wanted to watch it, and I can't find it.
It
anywhere.
does the Planet of the Apes thing, where you think he's finally made it back, then you look at the statue and it stayed.
Yeah.
But Gyllenhaal thinks he made it back, but the thing ends up in the capsule with him. And
Spoiler.
Spoiler from when was that? 2020 or something
Like
like that.
15 years
Yeah.
ago.
No.
10 years ago.
Life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
was
like at least 10 years ago.
it was. Sorry, yes, it was. It was 2017.
8 years ago.
Might as
yeah.
well be 10. Yeah. Oh, and Roadhouse. Not forget Roadhouse.
Here's the thing. Roadhouse is a bad movie.
But it's fun.
I liked
Well,
Roadhouse.
his character's fun in it.
Oh, Ambulance, man. That movie is awesome.
Ambulance is a good movie.
Awesome
Ambulance
movie.
is something.
I like The Guilty too. I thought Netflix did some interesting stuff with The Guild. Was that Netflix? The Guilty?
That was the one where he was the 911
The call center
the
guy.
911 guy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was an okay movie. I like that.
Yeah, but that shows his range because it was all him.
Source Code, movie that we talked about
You
before
love
we
Source
started
Code.
there. Source Code is a good movie.
I still have yet to watch it.
Zodiac's
Zodiac's
a
a
great movie.
banger. Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow, terrible movie that I love to watch.
Oh, God,
one
yeah.
of those terrible, overblown disaster movies.
Is it The Good Girl that you were talking about?
Calm
That's
down.
No, that's
Jennifer Aniston.
That's Jennifer
though.
Aniston.
But it's not Vince. I don't think it's Vince Vaughn.
It's old Cal Naughton Jr.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's John C. Reilly. It's
John C.
okay.
Reilly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
That's what you threw me with the Vince. Excuse me.
Donnie Darko, Bubble Boy. Yeah.
That was what when you first said
That was it.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Jennifer Aniston. I was getting ready. Then you said Vince Vaughn. I'm like,
Yeah.
not The Good Girl,
That's
but
I
what
like
it
the
is.
movie Southpaw.
Yeah,
where he's the
Southpaw is
boxer
good.
and his
I
wife
worked on
gets killed
Southpaw.
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, Nightcrawler. You should watch it.
Well,
It's really good.
You should.
Nightcrawler. You know the thing that Nightcrawler. That was the week after. That was the week after Fury. Roger. Nightcrawler.
Were those the same? Was that the same release?
That was the
month?
same month,
Jeez.
same October.
Those are two good movies.
Yeah, they are. Man, those are good movies. Fury was awesome destruction, man. But
I need to rewatch Fury too.
Nightcrawler is directed and written by Dan Gilroy. Of course, Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Papajohn, Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton. It really is game over.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. It's game over, man. Game over. Yeah, that's a good. Nightcrawler's a good. And he's like super unhinged in that too. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why I recommended it.
yeah. Gyllenhaal does a fantastic job with that movie. Jeez Louise. All right, let's open up the grounds for a discussion that I think is long overdue.
Okay.
Because Hollywood's getting a little like this again, but so I want to talk about something, guys, and we've got Bugonia. Of course, it's the same director, same actress, same team producing from, I think it's the same producing team from Poor Things, which did very well. Not quite sure we liked it on this podcast, but
we talked very highly about it.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We did. I didn't think so. I was like, but that was another time. But let's just talk about it. And I want to put in the background also, before we go into the Poor Things Bugonia, I want to talk about Parasite and Mickey 17 also. I think those are two movies that we could have a nice little conversation for 10 or 15 minutes about.
I have other movies to throw into this mix too.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them why those are related to this conversation, because I think that's
so. We're having a conversation about movie expectations and what they might mean. So Parasite swept everything in 2020. It was the best movie. It won so many awards.
Yep.
And people say it's one of the best Oscar winners in 20 or 30 years. I personally don't think that's true, but you may, and that's fine.
I think Parasite's a fine movie.
Yeah. I don't think it's best picture quality, but that's just me. But then we got Mickey 17, which is his very next movie. It upped the budget. It brought in a real Hollywood star, Robert Pattinson. It didn't really come out to the reception commercially or critically it wanted. So let's talk about that for a second. So Mickey 17, let's go back to that. That's the same month we talked about Sinners as well.
March.
So I want to Sinners as a backdrop to both of these movies. I think Sinners so far is in the conversation for best movie of the year for 2025, hands down.
Gotcha.
Do you guys agree or disagree with that?
I mean, it has every business being in the running, but to rope back into the conversation that you're laying out, it's that because Parasite was made and has so many accolades under its belt, that Mickey 17 as a comparison is because, again, similar team that went from Parasite to Mickey 17, and then the expectation was this was going to be something big. It probably got greenlit for a lot of reasons because of who's attached to it. And then we all saw Mickey 17.
Yep.
And then, that's what I'm saying. Is expectations, and do they help or do they hurt Hollywood? Do they help or they hurt studios? That's the kind of the information I'm trying to get at now.
Yeah. So, okay.
Bugonia is a good week for it because Bugonia is, of course, on the back of Poor Things.
Yeah. So I think that I think it depends on who you talk to. Because there's a crowd that knows these things, notices these things, and pays attention to these things, and I'm not in that crowd, so I wouldn't know that except for I talk on a movie podcast with two guys that are more connected in that way. But I don't I didn't equate Mickey 17 to Parasite in any way, shape, or form until it was highlighted to me that they were connected. I liked the idea of Mickey 17 because I think it was a conceptually an interesting story. It's sci-fi. I kind of dig that. But you're gonna have plenty of people that do come from a different vein that look at who's attached to and go, oh, I have to see this because this guy is the guy who made Parasite. To carry your point home. So I think it all depends on who you're talking to and how much weight these things have. They matter, but I don't know what percentage of the movie audience are people that pay attention to Oscar stuff and that that are just average moviegoers, right? Comparatively, the number of people who pay attention to the Oscar stuff before they go see a movie is probably much smaller than your average movie watchers.
They do not overlap very much.
Yeah.
Honestly, they don't.
Well, during Oscar season, I think more people jump into that circle than are usually in there.
It's like politics, right? People are very, they're very much
don't care.
Yeah,
I do
election season, and then people become very engrossed in politics for 6 to 8 months, and then they fall off of them again.
4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So it's I think it's more of that line for most people. Now, I think it's a more interesting conversation from my perspective on a movie getting greenlit because of an Oscar nom, right?
Uh-huh.
I think the viewership angle isn't quite as high as someone makes a movie like Parasite, so they get a lot more backing to make their next movie, Mickey 17. Which
that's the thing is we don't know how that went because I mean,
but
it's impossible to know. But I would imagine if Parasite had come out, did okay at the box office, barely made its budget back.
Do we get Mickey 17?
And got no Academy nominations. Did we even get Mickey 17?
Yeah,
probably not. Probably
I would
not.
imagine.
I mean, the short version is probably not. But to lead it back to what we let in, or to bring it back to what we let in with here, when it comes to expectations, I don't think expectations are ever necessarily a good thing.
Okay.
And well, it's because very rarely do people meet the standard again.
Mhm.
You know, because you take a couple people that rip off 3 or 4 big movies in a row, and I'll use Chris Nolan for a second,
Mhm.
okay? Because Chris Nolan for the longest time was just banger, 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 and then he didn't with Tenet, and
Mhm.
like Tenet, love it or hate it,
Oh,
Tenet commercially and critically did not match up
Yeah.
with all the other stuff that he had done.
there's context to that,
When
but sure.
Yeah.
Context doesn't matter. here.
Context,
Yeah.
aside.
So yeah, the context doesn't matter in this case. It's the expectation was very high.
Yeah.
Of course.
And it doesn't meet the expectation. And Chris Nolan kind of takes it as whatever. And listen, I'm not worried about Christopher Nolan. You know, he's fine. But for a
He's
lot
doing
of
okay.
for a lot of these other folks, you know, take Denis Villeneuve for a second.
Mhm.
Okay. He's on a hot streak right now. Until he won't be.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
eventually something will happen and it'll burn out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that stuff happens. But the thing is when we put expectations on people after one, I think that's too much.
I agree.
Like too soon, too fast.
I would
Yeah,
agree
but
with you.
I think a question is like whose expectations are we worried about? Are we worried about the studio's expectation that greenlight stuff, or are we worried about the audience expectation for what they're expecting from their viewing?
Well, I think it can be both.
Yeah.
More importantly, the audience side, because the audience is ultimately what matters more than the studio. Because the studio can put all the money behind something, every bit of everything. Because, I mean, Mickey 17 is a good example. Mickey 17's budget is a lot.
Yeah, it was high.
And it came nowhere near
Mm.
bringing in its money back.
Yeah.
And that's because the audience didn't care.
Yeah.
Like the studio can be like, oh, look what we did. You know, this guy made this movie. This movie ends up in development hell for years.
Mhm.
You know, its budget gets
Bloated.
inflated multiple times, and then it doesn't even do very well critically.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say though that because of those reasons you highlighted, that the audience expectation is important though,
Well, it is important.
because your audience is what's gonna make you your money back, right? And
Yes.
and determine your success. Unfortunately, in most cases, so it's like, you want the audience to have a high expectation for film, right? Because you want
Sure.
them to be ready to go see it and have that expectation filled. It's when there's a high expectation and then that isn't delivered that it really, I think, craters a movie's like word of mouth ability. Because
Exactly.
when we see a movie like Prey, right?
Sure.
Like,
Prey rules.
Prey was
We
a
assumed it was
streaming
gonna-
film.
we assumed it was going to suck.
Yeah, and it was
And
good,
yeah.
and we like Prey, and then Alien Earth is coming down the pipeline, and it's the same people that did that, and then it's like, okay, well, let's get ready to watch this thing, and it's coming out to very, very poor reviews and such, and that all of a sudden the viewership drops so sharply on those kinds of expectations. I think that's the dangerous part of expectations.
I have some things I wanted to say. You made
Yeah.
some good points, expectations, and we still do this like decades and decades about sequels. Like we
Mhm.
still have
Sure.
an expectation. And it's like how often ever does a sequel
Ghostbusters, for me.
measure up to an original? And I mean, like
Well,
5 times in history of film.
So one of
You
the
know?
things, and I know you
5
guys,
times.
you guys felt bad for me when we talked about
Yeah.
this. When I talked about Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a big Ghostbusters guy. A lot of people know that. Like I love Ghostbusters Afterlife. I think it is a great way, or was a great way, to bring an audience back.
Yeah.
Like an older audience, and to get some younger folks in. Great movie.
Paid homage to the old
Exactly.
heads.
It did
brought in the new
everything you
ones,
should
yeah.
want to do.
Even a dead guy brought
Even
him
a
back.
dead guy. They
Mhm.
did a really nice tribute to that.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Frozen Empire comes out, and it's like, hey, all that cool stuff you did.
Well, they
They don't
didn't
care.
like the Finn Wolford character did.
Doesn't
He chased
exist, shouldn't
Slimer
be there,
like that.
yeah.
Like it's a joke. But it's one other point you made about. I think context unfortunately matters more because Tenet. If the sound hadn't been messed with or whatever happened, I don't know. But if the sound, because people slammed that movie because of the sound,
Sure.
and I'm sure that kept people away. I'm sure it kept reviewers negative. However, on the flip side of that,
I don't think anybody knew what Tenet was when they went to see Tenet. And I think
they knew it was a Chris Nolan movie. That's all you need
that's
to know.
all they knew, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
sure.
hold on. You said that's all they need to know. That's the exact thing you're talking about, though, with the expectation thing, right?
With a guy like, well, that's his only misstep. And if you somehow can
I don't disagree with
rewrite
that.
history, then he has no missteps. You
Yeah,
know what
but-
I mean? So,
Sure.
Yeah.
But also, I was going to say something.
Well,
I was gonna
I have
say,
another.
sorry, I threw you off.
I have another one. It's slightly from a different vein. you guys remember the movie 21 Bridges?
Yes.
With
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman, shot in
Mhm.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember who produced that movie?
I don't remember.
That was the same people. That was your boys, the
It's
Russo
the
brothers.
Russos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now they didn't direct it,
Yeah.
which is fine. But like Brian Kirk directed this, but this big thing was, hey, we got Chadwick Boseman in his prime, coming off Infinity War. We got the Russos directing it, and this movie is a turd.
That was after
this
Infinity War.
Yes.
That feels like before
it was the
that.
year later,
Okay.
2019.
Gotcha. Jesus.
And like this movie is just bad.
Yeah.
And like that's something that for even a casual movie goer, like a lot of people know who directed one of the biggest movies of all time.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that.
Mhm.
And we're like, well, hell, you got the guy that played Black Panther in it. This has got to be something like a big deal. That movie stinks.
So okay, you're right, but like okay, so in the eyes of expectations though, like the movie stinks, but like how much does that hurt the film though, right? Because the expectations get people in initially, then right, and
Sure.
then they like I would wager a bet that most movies with high expectations have a great first week comparatively to like their drop offs,
Sure.
right?
Well,
compared to the
exactly.
movies.
That does happen. That does happen.
Yeah, but that goes back to a movie like, and please just that goes back to a movie like Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. Yeah, the story might not have been great, but the sound was incredible. You got the sword throw from Gladiator on a horse where he caught the sword. Like to me, that was yes, please, Ridley Scott, give me more of that. And there was action in it. The weird story that did was like that's another one that bad people talking very negatively of that kept people away, and because we didn't get the other two movies that were planned, which really kind of sticks in my craw for being an old man screaming at clouds for sure. But it's
I mean, you brought up the Robin Hood had Russell Crowe in it. Like that's back when they had movies on like stone slates. So yeah, that's
that was
forever
2010,
ago.
man. That wasn't that long ago.
Woo,
But
man,
and just for context, that Anthony Russo is directing Avengers Doomsday for 2026 and Avengers Secret Wars 2027.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they put them back to what they know they can do.
Well, I mean that's
sure.
Okay,
but, so let's talk about the Russo stuff for a second, right? And more importantly, like the flip side of this, expectation being a positive thing.
Sure.
Marvel rode that expectation train to the bank for 10 years.
Well, I mean, they built 20 movies.
Yeah,
and let it ride.
I mean,
they're not all bangers in the middle there.
No. Well, I was going to say, I mean, if you look at their 20 movie slate, they're batting like 85% or something.
Oh no,
crazy.
no,
You know what I mean?
More often than not, they were getting on base.
And the expectation was this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And it kept on bringing people. They kept on being successful. And then even after they started shitting the bed, pardon my French, it was like people still went because of the expectation of like, well, of course, the next one can't be bad. The next one can't be bad. And eventually,
that movie was bad because this person wasn't in it. This one should be good.
So eventually, now your audience, now you have the polarity shift, and like now this is probably gonna be bad, right? And then all of a sudden it's good. It's like, oh my god!
When it just turns out that people only want to watch Spider-Man and Iron Man, which is not a joke.
Yep.
That is what they want to see.
He did. The Russo brothers did Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is arguably considered the best Marvel. They did the Endgame and the Endgame. What was the other one? The Infinity War.
Yep.
They also did Electric State. They also did the Gray Man.
Yep.
Both
massive.
Gray
Man's okay.
Yeah, I thought Gray Man was pretty atrocious, but
I mean,
massive budget.
Tough.
Like that was like a $200 million budget. Electric State was north of that.
The one thing I'll say about Gray Man, and I don't want to talk about a bunch of Netflix stuff real quick. Netflix it's a Gosling project, but Gray Man is like a book series, and if the thing is, it's very close to how the book works, so I can't say it's bad because if you like the book, it kind of plays along that line.
Yeah, I get you.
So,
but
listen, it could have been better. I won't argue that.
I mean, that brings up an interesting point about expectations too. Is like, is books that are adapted into movies has a whole other set of expectations on it, right?
They do, absolutely.
And a lot of times, it's a negative expectation for a lot of people who read the stories first.
Me and you have a big one coming out. A book that me and you both love, and Project Hail Mary.
Oh God, so I'm so scared for this movie.
Right? I have expectations that are through the fucking roof.
Because the elements making that movie have proven that they can make very good movies.
You can make a good movie, and you have a cast that should work very well together.
Here's the problem. I've seen the trailer. and I'm sad about it. There's a lot. I mean,
Sure.
I don't want to get into a discussion of
That's a whole
this,
different thing.
but like you know what I mean.
I know exactly.
They buried so much of a lead on that, and it's just sad to see it.
It's just because people aren't ready for it.
That's studios are just so afraid to let their movie do its thing.
But they've been afraid for 40 years to not. They keep trailers
That wraps into studio expectations,
of course.
though, and it's like,
well, that's money.
well, which is
money.
studio's expectation, right? But it's like
Exactly.
examples like Project Hail Mary. Like, you have such a uniquely discovered element in that book that is right in the trailer, and it's like, oh, well, why? And like, when I think about why they did it, is because like they feel like they have to show all these things, so it's like people will go see it, and it's, man, just let your, instead of having the expectation that you need this, that you need to force this thing to make money, believe in what you're making. Believe in your crews, your directors, your actors. Believe in all the things you have put together to make these things great. Instead of taking this thing where it's like, well, this is how success has happened for this person. Let's give them more money so we can get success out of it. And like, it's all wrapped into this weird thing of like expectations. Avatar is another one of them. That this movie is not going to make $2 billion. This movie is not going to do. Is not going to. The Avatar movie coming out.
Let
me finish my thought.
Okay.
It's not going to make $2 billion. It's not going to be a visual spectacle. It's not going to have great acting in it. These are expectations. It's expected to make $2 billion.
Yep.
It's expected that it's going to be a visual spectacle. What happens when it doesn't? Right? Like, all these bars and all these things are put on these movies by studios, audiences, and such because of what you need it to be internally, instead of letting these things happen in the way they should. It's the only reason why I respect the Avatar series, is because this is such a passion project from James Cameron, that literally his entire career has just existed in this sphere
to get him to Avatar
for years, and like, he's putting the work in to make it happen. And if it happens, it's because he's actualizing it. But there's so much expectation on how much this thing needs to make and how much it should make, and all this stuff, when it's like, I don't think going in with these like expectations of this is what's positive for movies. It's people and the people around all this stuff believing in the projects they're on to do what they're supposed to do and entertain people.
Well, I mean, you're right. I think you're half right. If I could just piggyback on what you said a second ago, I would agree with you had the sequel come out and not done all the things you said. So like, there's no reason to think that the third one wouldn't also do it. It was a little bit of a, you could see it made a little bit less, but like, I don't think there's any reason to think that this won't do insane amount of money.
Well, I expect it to look good.
Well, sure, of course.
Well, but the thing is, you never know how much money it will make. Should it make a bunch of money? It's expected to.
Well, I expected Tenet to have good sound in 2021.
Well, sure, right?
Yeah.
Because like, look, all it takes
Bare
is something.
minimum is
All it takes is something to happen.
What happens if they have a really hard time with the final edit and rendering of some of the CGI in Avatar, and it's like, and this thing comes out to a 300 million opening week, crushes it, but then word of mouth gets out that it looks really bad in some places, and that turns some people off to like, well, I'll wait for it to come out when it's mastered fully on streaming.
Unfortunately, that's
what I mean. It's like it really can hurt what products you have, and I think expectation isn't the only thing, but it's a part of that 4-piece puzzle that kind of like makes a movie successful, because like, I think that it's one of those areas where sequels have such a bad rap because they don't usually live up to the first thing. It's because all of a sudden you have expectations tied to it, whether it's expectation for a story you liked, expectation for what it should make, expectation for how successful it should be, expectation for who should be in it. Like, all these expectations wrapped up into it is what kind of makes a sequel harder than having like a lightning in the bottle first starter and like something original coming out. I think those are the things that really do hurt those areas.
Part of what you're talking about is sequels for a long 20 years. They always wanted to be bigger and better, but they forgot about the story.
The
Transformers
one thing that matters the most.
Transformers is a fine example. That may be kind of counterintuitive what I'm trying to say, but
because they made a ton of money.
Well, the first one, the story is the strong. No one's going to argue the story is the strongest of the core Bay Transformers. The story is the strongest in the first one.
Sure,
but then the second one came out and did everything bigger, and then the third one did it bigger, and then the fourth one bigger, and then
and then somehow the stories continue to get weaker. And
eventually, Optimus is riding a robot dinosaur with a massive sword, and there you have it.
Hey, that's canonical, and I love it.
Sure, but no, it's fine. But like, it's also ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Well,
And also not good.
It's like,
that's the,
I mean, expectations are, but it's the thing is, and we'll never know this because I don't think there's a possible way to measure this part of it. But like expectations, critics. Now, I mean, we talk about movies. There are a number of YouTube personalities that talk about movies, and there's a couple that I watch, a couple I like that I wish. One is a big one that he talks about video games too. He was famous for his video game reviews, but now he's doing movies a lot too. Is when a movie is bad, he trashes it. And I mean, he is mercilessly unkind to movies. Now, I will say, I don't, that's my beef comes with his delivery of his content because the filmmaker did something that he will never, ever, 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 ever in 12 lifetimes do. But how much does his trashing deter sales? How much does trashing of any movie from any YouTube personality, 3 a-holes on the internet, how much does that deter any ticket sales? When it shouldn't deter one, but it does, because that's a problem.
Yeah, but
how do you measure it?
Yeah, but the cross argument to the expectations and people that review a movie and then talk about it negatively or positively is that people don't want to waste their time and money either. So
who says it's a waste of time and money?
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's the thing.
If you go out and have a bunch of critics that say, "Hey, this movie's not very good," like, going to movies isn't cheap.
Yeah. I
get that.
What if I'm a family that watches 3 to 4 movies in theaters a year because that's what I can afford? Do you want to take that 3 to 4 events you do every year with your family? Do you want that to be wasted because you didn't check out what people thought about the movie beforehand? You know what I mean?
No, and I can see why you say that. However, for me, what I hear about critics, it does not. If I want to watch a movie, there's nothing. Ain't nothing in this verse.
Yeah, but
those of you who get it, will get it. Will stop me from going to her.
Yeah, but you're built different. You're built that way. You know what I mean?
I'm wondering why more people aren't. Why does a simple "oh, it sucks" deter someone like, "oh, he said it must suck"?
It's generally not just 1 or 2 people saying, "oh, it sucks."
Sure,
because especially now, because like Rotten Tomatoes, for love it or hate it, for what it is, it's a lot of ways it's a big deciding thing for people to see if they want to go see a movie or not. And there's a reason why it got so popular. Now, like, look, Rotten Tomatoes can be swayed one way or another, but generally when a movie is pretty bad, it gets pretty negative reviews.
Yeah.
It's when things are positive where things get weird. Like that's
there's a big gray area.
Yeah, why is it positive? Who says it's positive?
The thing is when it's bad, it's bad.
Well, I think
generally,
especially universally.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but generally, is if it's got a pretty negative Rotten Tomatoes score, very rarely do I find the movie that good. I rarely buck that trend.
Yeah.
Because, like, look, they may say a movie's good, and I'll be like, I wasn't really into it, but maybe that's more on me.
Yeah.
When it's bad, most people are like, it's pretty fucking bad.
I think 2 movies that you guys, that will kind of resonate with that thought is like Poor Things and Everything Everywhere All at Once. You guys, those are very highly critically acclaimed, but like you guys aren't the biggest fans of them. You know what I mean? So it's like, like that critic expectation and what brings people to movies. It's what if someone went and saw Everything I Hate About Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it was like, I spent my money on this.
Yep.
I spent my money on hot dog fingers.
Yep.
Like,
well, like, look, I understand why you may be frustrated by that.
Yeah.
Even if you like that movie, people are like, it's still pretty. Even the people, like, I know you are a fan of that film.
That one, yeah.
That one. That's part of that movie. It's fucking weird.
Oh yeah,
it's weird.
100% agree. Yeah, And then there's the other flip side of that is like we talked about sequels and stuff, like and the expectation's so high, and it's usually sequels is almost always a studio reaction. 9 times out of 10, it's not usually a planned thing. So like a sequel is always like, oh, that made money, do it again, and then someone's like, okay, but like let's take Black Phone for a second. We just saw this talk about it. I wholeheartedly believe that Black Phone 2 was already in the workings for the people behind the project, because
I believe that,
because it had a very, very believable and very like sensible through line for like where the story went next, as like the thing that was helping the heroes is now hurting the heroes, right? Like that's a great dichotomy flip. So it's like that was something that was passionate and had that project behind it that people who were already involved wanted to do. But like that expectation then becomes, well, Black Phone 2 was a pretty great movie. What Black Phone 2, we were less about than Black Phone, even though that to me had some obvious passion behind it instead of that studio expectation for something else because it was successful. So.
I would imagine though that the focus groups they do before it releases, they knew, hey, Black Phone's gonna make money. Let's start the sequel now.
Hold on, I like that discussion more. I think focus groups are the problem.
Maybe. And
well, I would. There's a fine line there and a real long discussion for another day. But you may be absolutely right and completely wrong at the same time.
You're probably right.
To prove your point is like 12 juries of your peers may sentence someone or let them free when 12 other people might not. You know what I mean? Like that's a great. Yeah. So focus groups can do that.
There's a reason why there's a jury selection process.
But so to bring us back, Poor Things came out and it didn't do well at first, but it did a
lot critically.
It did a lot critically, but then it made tons of money after it was nominated for many things.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not even afraid to say bash it. I know you guys weren't big on it either, right?
No.
It's a weird movie, and if you weren't okay with the first 20 minutes, the rest of the movie got way worse.
Well, and it's long, and it's very long.
It is long too, yeah.
So on the same conversation, we're talking about Bugonia, which is again Emma Stone, Lanthimos director, and it's a lot of the same producing team. So I wonder what we go into discussion here in the next minute or two is, did we get this because Poor Things did so well? And he said, you know what, I got something else I want to do.
Yeah.
Or was this a natural thing that, I mean, we as like people that aren't, in the know on that is like, we will never know that. But
yeah. I mean,
it'd be interesting to know that.
You get on the right goddamn projects.
I could.
You probably could get some of that insider knowledge.
I could.
It's true.
I could. I can see who's. Matter of fact, on this Apple feature, The Office is staffed with people I worked in Pittsburgh with.
Okay,
so, cool. They've already reached out to say, hey, and like, hey, I'm glad you're coming. Let's do this. But anyway, so
yeah. Let's
talk about Bugonia.
Bugonia.
I almost said something Roger said the other day, but I won't. I won't.
No.
No, but let's talk about Bugonia.
Have at it, buddy. Last thing on the show.
Do it.
It's gonna be really weird when we fill your chair with somebody else.
Fair enough.
Fill it.
True.
Jake Gyllenhaal will come. Finally, you guys got rid of him.
I can finally call Andrew.
Andrew shows up on set.
Damn it!
Long range joke. Me and Andrew Garfield are tight.
Listen.
Spoiler.
Listen. Before we begin this.
Listen.
If we ever have a week that Grayson is on the show, and we somehow, Andrew Garfield, if you're listening to us, which I know you're not, if you can come on the show for 5 minutes on the day Grayson isn't here, it will do wonders for both my psyche and my happiness. Thank you.
Play a voicemail and be like, I'm glad he's not there.
That's all we need.
Laughs maniacally.
As Nightcrawler, it's fine. You can do that, but
that's the wrong person.
That's the wrong act. See, this is why he hates you.
Andrew Garfield. I thought about Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, Andrew Garfield. Whatever. I love Andrew Garfield. He's great. Anyway, Tick Tick Boom, phenomenal movie.
Tick Tick Boom is a great movie.
Let's talk. Have you guys seen the numbers for the popcorn and the tomato?
I have not.
Would you argue with me if I told you the tomato meter was 86 and the popcorn was 84?
86 and 84?
Seems a bit high.
You know what? I don't think it's high for critics. I think that...
No, this is critic bait all the way, man.
Of course it is, yeah.
I don't... I would be more... I'd feel better if the audience score was in the 70s. But, I mean, I think if it's resonating with people, it's resonating with people. That's fine.
Do you know what the Metacritic is?
I bet it's stupid high.
No, it's not.
No, hold on. I bet it's 76.
I bet.
You're close.
I'm looking at... now it's Sully. He said it was close. 74.
72.
Okay.
Which I think he's probably more at. But, like, again, Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic not applicable at all. They're not.
I tend to use Metacritic personally
Yeah.
as my gauge.
Yeah.
But
check out our movie bracket battles where we use Metacritic to sort seeds. Hey-o.
There we go.
We do.
Let's go. So, okay, so that's... Let's do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, okay. Well, for Bugonia, we're going to talk about this movie. Also, before we start doing this, we're going to give you guys a very big spoiler warning because
this is the last warning.
This is your big moment. If you haven't seen this yet and you're listening to us for some reason, probably stop and wait until you've seen this movie and come back and listen to us, because this movie has a couple of twists in it that you're going to want to, not have any idea going in for. So this is your one and last warning to get out of here before we start. So we're going to do the countdown, thumbs up, thumbs down, and we're going to jump right in. This is your last spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. What do you guys think of the movie? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Unfortunately, I'm up. Unfortunately.
Hey, all right.
It's not often where Chris and I agree on something like this.
All right.
That's fine.
All right.
Let's Well, Chris, I was going to give the spoiler warning after we did the thumbs up, thumbs down, because I want people to see that at least before they click away.
Fine.
But let's talk about it then.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Give us the particulars first.
Oh boy, that's what I was waiting for. I'm out of order now. I'm all kind of discombobulated. Okay, small
show
cast
prep today, by the way.
Small cast: Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Aidan Delbus, Stavros Halkis, Alicia Silverstone. Written by Will Tracy, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who did Poor Things. He was a major component behind that one too.
Yeah, he's got some sound and music people that are back from Poor Things.
He's got a team
and a couple
and
a lead actress. No small thing. A lead actress.
Yeah, well, so the lead
Oscar-winning lead actress.
Yeah, Oscar-winning,
multiple Oscar winner.
Yep, 100%.
He did indeed.
All right, so
Bugonia.
This movie, Grayson. Without looking at IMDb, tell us what this movie's about.
It's about some...
I can do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Aliens.
Well, no, so we just said we're gonna. Okay, so okay.
Here's spoilers, baby.
If you've seen the trailer, it boils down to this, and it's good you bring this up because my bone to pick is with the trailer. So I'm gonna talk about only events in the trailer after
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Wait to point out your trailer thing until after we give the discussion, so you can point out why. Yeah.
So two guys in the trailer are convinced that a CEO type level woman is an alien, and they abduct her to stop the eventual takeover of
planet Earth,
the human race on planet Earth. Yep. That's it. That's the shtick.
They are conspiracy theorists. They are the whole 9 yards. They are
tinfoil hat.
Yep. Oh god.
All over the windows, the tinfoil.
Yep.
So if you've seen the trailer, that's what they upplay. Now, after seeing the movie, I understand why the trailer is cut the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Why it reveals almost nothing. I get that. Yeah. However, being a guy who likes trailers and I watch them over and over and over and over again, I noticed things which broke the movie for me.
I got you. Okay.
Completely broke the movie for me. But
now, did it break the movie for you before you watched it or after you watched it?
No, because I wrote down what I thought was going to happen, and to a T, everything played out the way that it did.
Gotcha.
Because when you've seen the trailer, you're asking those two crazy nut jobs, how does she get out of it? Or you're asking,
wait. So are you telling me that you solved Saw before you saw Saw before it finished?
Before you see Saw?
No, I did not guess Saw. But anyone who says they did, they're a liar because it's impossible. There's no way you can do that. But anyway, so
but you're saying you did that in this movie though?
Well, yes, because I saw the trailer a million times, and because I'm no longer 17 years old, and so here's the thing about this is you see the trailer, you're asking two questions. Those two guys are nuts. How does she get out of this? Or wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah. So okay,
two questions. That's it. You can only ask two questions.
No, I get you. So this movie. Let's talk about the movie itself. So you already mentioned small cast. I think the movie
aspect ratio has to be the next thing, right?
Aspect ratio is done.
The presentation.
You can watch this on an old
CRT
TV. An old tube TV.
Well, no, because it would be scaled down further. So
I prefer to only watch movies on my iPad. Thank you, Ridley Scott.
Yep. Hey, listen, good call, Ridley. So I thought that was a cool thing. As soon as it started, I was waiting for that to stop, right? I was waiting to not have it
for it to slowly go out.
Yeah. Like while they're doing like the bee explanation at the beginning, I thought for sure, okay, after the bees are over, it's gonna go to regular. No,
it's just gonna look weird.
Watch, it does that the whole time. So all right, cool. I mean, I think that has an artsy choice to it beyond just making it look different, but I think it's signifying the film of gray that's over everybody at all times, kind of deal, because of the implications of what our characters are looking to accomplish. But
that's not even a basic. That's not a 16:9 or a 4:3. It's something different.
Yeah,
it's a weird in between those two.
It's 16:10.
Yeah,
I forget the. I saw the ratio, but it's not. I mean, I don't know what that breaks down.
It's weird though, right? But so
it's a choice.
So
but we've seen movies like the wasn't The Lighthouse like that too? Was I wrong about that?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was all in black and white, so I didn't factor any of that stuff in.
So, I mean, I didn't mind the choice. Did it bother you?
Okay. I did.
At the beginning, it's just weird, and then when it doesn't ever change, it's just
my brain turned off from it eventually.
Well, but my brain keeps telling me
when something smells, eventually you get used to it.
Well, but my brain kept telling me something wrong with the screen. I knew it wasn't, but there's also I want to say I watched this at Marquee Cinemas on the number 7.
That's where I was. Yeah,
that screen is so dark.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Like, of course.
This is the only place I watch movies, so it all
I have
looks
a
the same to me.
technical theory behind that that's irrelevant to the rest of this conversation, but I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
Well, the screen is dark, not the movie. So
No.
Yeah.
They
okay.
don't turn off their 3D projector.
Oh, okay, that makes
for
sense.
non-3D movies, it goes through the extra filter.
Oh yeah, that could
screws.
be.
No, it definitely is a thing. It is
Well, it's
real.
a thing, but is that what's happening? I don't
It
know.
could be.
It's likely that
Yeah.
that's a thing.
So anyway, the movie starts off talking about bees. Cool. You know.
Apiaries.
Yeah, and
that's meaningful. I mean, it has to be. You know, it has to be.
Yeah, and I was waiting for it to come back, and it does a couple times in the movie to its credit, and I think in ways that aren't like eye rolly. It's like, oh, okay, you know, it comes up in conversation between the characters, and then like, you know, the movie eventually bookends with it. So all right, cool.
Sure.
You know, that's fine. I feel like
with a lot of weird things.
I feel like every artsy movie has a weird bookending thing to it, but whatever.
Anymore.
Yeah. So, but like the whole premise that we're led to believe, and the movie does a good job of doing, is making these two, well, this guy and his unfortunate cousin, look crazy as hell. Look crazy as hell as they go through their day to day and preparing for what's going to happen. This movie doesn't take long to get started.
All the stereotypes too of like how they believe what they believe, and they won't, you know, they're doing shopping in Little America, won't use credit cards. They have they're covering all their window, like all the things in books that people talked about for this movie leans into that.
Yeah.
Heavy into conspiracy theory, like that's
100%.
legitimately what this movie's about.
Oh yeah. And but they do a good job of making this very believable. I think Jesse Plemons,
Of course, yeah.
really sells this guy.
Jesse
Plemons is
Plemons
great though. Like,
is a weirdo.
is he really, like, in real life? He's a weirdo.
I have no idea, but would you
believe
be
it.
surprised?
Yeah.
I would not.
Well, I mean, I think that's
listen. Either he's super duper weird, or he's the greatest actor this generation has ever seen.
Because he's convinced me he's a weird dude.
Well, because the one thing about Jesse Plemons, and I want to talk about him for just 30 seconds if we could. Jesse Plemons, in every movie we see him in, plays a completely different type of character and does it all excellently.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about some of the bigger things he's been in.
Civil War was great too.
Well, Civil War, he's great.
He's in it for like 10 minutes.
Crazy guy, super memorable. Do you remember his character from Breaking Bad?
I
Todd, that kills the little kid? That's Plemons.
Spoiler.
Sure. But like
from a long time ago.
What's the Leo movie with the Apple one we just watched that was super long, where he's poisoning his wife? Oh my God! He's like the marshal. Talk about the marshal. Yeah. He's excellent in that movie. Plays a super weird character there too.
Yeah.
Like,
plays weird well.
He does.
Yeah.
And
those paychecks cash, you know. It's like,
but every movie, like it's 100% like that's Jesse Plemons, and he always even looks different.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight for this one, didn't he?
Oh, that Ozempic must be strong. Strong.
I
think he was in Hostiles. I just watched that again with Christian Bale this week.
But
like, he was in Hostiles too.
So I mean, he plays weird characters well, but it's not like Willem Dafoe weird, right? It's like it's
somewhere in between.
Yeah.
There's only one Willem Dafoe. Thank Christ.
Yeah, but he's awesome. But he's awesome though. I mean,
sure.
Agreed.
Super weird.
Yeah. But like I think
coming to get me, Spider-Man. Like his enunciation is great.
I just imagine him saying that to people at a bar.
Ordering beers, the Green Goblin. Yeah.
I think Plemons does a really good job with this character, and the fact that like I believed him, and like we know he's batshit crazy the whole time he's on screen, but yet like I don't know if you guys felt about. I felt sympathetic towards his character too.
It's kind of pathetic.
Yeah. Only because you think it's so pathetic. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it is
so into it though.
Yeah,
like, he's very believable as a crazy asshole.
And then about halfway in, a whole nother curveball comes. Like, oh man, now I really feel bad.
So like you find out when you dig a little deeper into what's his character's name?
Don or
Bill or something.
Plemons' character.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, it is Teddy.
Theodore.
When you learn a little bit more about Teddy, like when the cop shows up, old Stavros.
Oh God,
buddy.
Listen,
buddy.
Like the way they kept on delivering that. So here's the thing. No real resolution comes from that besides two things. Again, spoilers. He kills the shit out of that cop, right? In a brutal way.
Shovel.
Yep. perfect.
Blood
And like
everywhere.
so that and it's like so I think there's no real resolution to that part of the story besides they knew he was going to kill the cop, so they wanted to make you not like the cop. Like that's the first thing, and also to garner more sympathy towards his character, right? Because the batshit crazy dude doing a really fucked up thing to somebody.
Well, and the fact that the person he beats out of the shovel was somebody who molested him.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it's to buy more sympathy for his character,
Sure,
because of what he's doing, and to make you kind of like, oh God, I can see why this guy went off the deep end.
yeah, there's
you know?
definitely plant seeds and be like, well, that kind of explains a lot.
Yeah, and it's like they kept on like nudging towards what this cop did to him when he was a kid, when he was babysitting him.
Yeah.
Like it's like so much that it was almost like, okay, stop it, because you're not going anywhere with it. Like it almost became eye rolly until he murders him with a shovel. And it's
Yep.
like, okay,
Well,
cool. I'm
It was
in
it
now.
was that thing where it's like where film students do it a lot, or like lower budget films, and maybe not great writers, or like one character will be like, we did that thing 5 years ago that we can't talk about. We don't ever talk about that thing anymore. It's like they keep bringing it up, and it's just
Yeah, but like at the same time, I think that
so awkward.
I think it's on purpose,
it is, of
because
course it's on purpose.
yeah, well, like there's on purpose in a bad way, in a film student obvious way, but there's also it's done on purpose in a way that's like, okay, there's a purpose behind how awkward this feels every time they do this, and it's like, and like I didn't appreciate it until certain things happen. Like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, then I'm kind of like, I beat that guy to
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
Ah,
Give him the bees, give him the bees,
Hey.
man.
Out of all the other things that happened in this movie, that's the one I was kind of like, yeah, okay.
I kind of
Okay.
Where's the argument for the other side of it? You won't find it. It's like
No,
that was funny.
You sure was.
it's like, who's going to argue in defense of Nazis? Nobody. So
Yeah.
you always have
Like,
that one.
I almost wish he would have yelled "not the bees," but I think that would have been too on the
Too
nose.
cat-
Yeah,
way too campy. Way
Yeah,
too
but
campy.
still.
It would have been great though.
I would have laughed.
Well, but like that alone is like, it goes so well with this movie, because otherwise you just have and I will say, this movie, it moved quick enough that I wasn't bored with a bunch of conversation.
No,
This thing moves fast.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So this movie comes in like right about 2 hours or so,
like almost exact.
and it's a movie that's very heavily dialogue driven. That is like the one thing. Like, I'm not a fan of this movie. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
like,
thumbs down.
I gave it the thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's
Tell me
a
why.
little Short version. It's a little too on the nose for me.
Okay, gotcha.
And like, if you watch the movie, what I just said makes 100% sense.
We're gonna let you know in a minute. Anyway.
Yeah. But it's like, the one thing this movie does incredibly well, it is paced phenomenally.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'd happen to look down at my watch. It's like, damn, we're an hour in.
Yeah.
And it's just people talking to each other.
Yeah. I wanted to use the restroom during this movie, and like I looked at my watch. I was like, "Oh, I have 20 minutes left."
Yeah, I'll just wait.
It's like, holy crap!
Yeah.
I thought for sure I had more time.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like, so like you mentioned like two on the nose, not liking it. Before we get into like that meat of it all,
Sure.
like we mentioned how fat. Like I've already said, like this movie happens quick. I want to talk about one of the most interesting uses of tension I've ever experienced in a movie, which is
Okay.
one of the reasons why this is a thumbs up for me.
Okay.
When they do the thing, and she gets abducted because of the trailer, right?
Yeah.
So like they do the thing where she gets home from work and they immediately abduct her. I was surprised that it was happening already, like as they walk up behind the car in their beekeeper outfits, but like
Ninjas, those guys.
yeah,
Ninjas.
right. But like we go from this scene that is so awkward, but yet we know they're gonna get her, right?
Yeah.
Like she's fighting them off. They chase her down. They're spraying her with this thing. Like
What were they spraying her with? Was it supposed
Probably
to be
bee
pepper
stuff.
spray?
I think bee stuff, maybe.
maybe
I
don't
thought
know.
I think it
pepper
was bee
spray,
stuff.
but bee stuff
they
makes
kept
more
they
sense.
were just kept missing her.
They kept missing her, and they kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so like we have this scene where they're fighting her, they're chasing her. It's a very active, very kinetic scene, right?
Yeah.
Like it's very the music's real high, and like you're waiting
Loud, too.
you're
Music's
waiting
real
as
loud.
you're waiting as an audience for them to get her, and then and it's a very high high energy rushed moment that goes right into them shaving her head, which is a whole different kind of tension though. It's a very slow scene. It's the music's real low. They go from this very high version of tension to this very like
shaving her head in the backseat of the car.
this very creepy tension. And I was like, I thought that was such an interesting thing because you don't get that very often where it's like they're buzzing her hair. Holy, like this is, and it's creepy because like there's something very personal about someone's hair, especially a woman's, where it's like this is her hair, and there's something like almost sacred about it, and they're just like shaving this bitch off while she's sleeping, and it's just crazy to me. And I love the fact that we went from that higher version of tension to that very low tension, that where not low as in there's no tension, but like a very like muted version of
The
tension.
whole movie goes low, high, low, high, low, high. That's the whole thing.
Well,
it even starts with like she's walking in work, like, "Hey guys, you can leave."
She's telling her assistant,
"You can leave. You can leave at 5:30, but not if you have work. And if the work needs to be done, you should probably do the work. But if you can leave early, leave."
If your guys work directly with the CEO or a CFO, that's exactly how they operate. They're always trying to deliver the PR message while not letting their stakeholders be affected by it.
She's talking to her assistant, being like, "But you know what I mean, so you'll figure out how to say that." Right?
Yeah. It's like a follow your conscience thing. Like that's such CEO speak. Like that was good to me. Like that was so well captured.
It's like millennial CEO speak is what that is. But sure.
I mean,
or Gen Z CEO speak.
I'm sorry, but Gen Z are CEOs now. So I mean, what do you want?
And I like that we get like she's doing her thing on the, and then like she's preparing for the day, and like the two guys are doing like
for their day,
doing like weird like things, stretches, and to prepare, and they're talking to each other, and it's just like it's a weird. But that's a low. Then we go into the high. Then we go back into the low. And then we go into a high again. Then eventually there's a shotgun and a bunch of highs and a bunch of lows.
Well, there's a shotgun.
When they had the shotgun the first time, I was like, oh. I kept on having to like squint my eyes to make sure it was a shotgun because I was like, I didn't expect them to have guns involved for some reason. Like these two characters.
So just you're right.
You know what I mean?
Like they don't seem like the type. They don't seem like the type. Although they have everything else of conspiracy theory, why not a shotgun? But, it's at this point. I want to ask you guys: have you guys seen Bug?
Oh, with like the
Michael Shannon.
That movie's crazy.
The whole thing takes place in takes place in like they've tented off. You know, like when you fumigate. And the whole thing takes place inside of a fumigated area. Michael Shannon, I forget who the woman is. That Ashley Judd, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah, I watched it once in 2003 or something like that. Never again. But the whole thing takes place in there, and like it goes from super calm to like there's a conspiracy, and he's shouting at the end like, "What don't you know?" It's like, oh man, what a weird movie. But
all right,
this reminds me of Bug.
Watch that.
A lot. Well, it's very Michael Shannon, very Michael Shannon. But this reminds me of that in a way. But it's so I want to. The trailer. Can I talk about the? I want to talk about the trailer now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Because we're gonna jump into everything else anyway.
So here's the trailer part that got me. Is I understand trailers are cut the way they're cut for time. I understand that, with a trailer, conversations are often different between, like the lines delivered in a trailer are often way more epic, way better suited than the actual lines in the film. For a reason, you want to get those punchlines out. People in the trailer, they get excited for the movie. So I saw the trailer. I'm like, okay, there has to be more to this. And I was watching the movie. I'm like, there's nothing more to this. So my original theory is correct. She does not act like a wrongfully kidnapped woman. She doesn't. She absolutely does not. Absolutely does not. And that must have been in the direction of the. That must have been in her direction.
I disagree with you 1,000%.
She never screams for help. She never does any of that. Never. She does. So you were abducting her? They were abducting her, and you thought that was a woman being wrongfully abducted, and she was afraid of being sexually assaulted or being killed? Never once did I get that vibe. Did you?
The personality that they gave us for her, that they show us at the beginning, that she's a capable woman. She understands self-defense, which we saw her unload a can of whoop ass on both these guys. If they didn't have drugs, they would have lost.
Yep.
I
would argue they did lose.
They did. They cheated, and they ended up winning in the end.
Yep.
No, her character. I bought her character. She's a strong-willed, very capable, like CEO style woman. Athletic, understands people, and so like as she is, like she said, this isn't outside of the realms of expectations for someone in her position. She's worth money. She's worth so much. So like, I don't like. She feels like she can talk her way in and out of anything.
She doesn't feel like she's not in control either.
Well, no, I get that, but I never once did I buy that she was a victim. Like she thought she was going to be killed, or never once. And that's big light for me.
Well, I don't know because like I asked myself the same question as I was watching because I'm trying to like think it's like okay, like is this believable? And like I'm like she never once got out of CEO mode while she was like trying to like negotiate with them at like the first day.
Once they started talking, she was right back into power broker.
Yeah, and it's like okay, like this is just like I felt that fit the character. I didn't have a problem with that actually.
I 100% did, and that was one of my theories going in. The other one was the scene in the trailer where you see Plemons fly across the table and attack her.
Yeah,
because you wonder what you ask yourself when you watch that trailer, what can possibly spark
what was
that?
elicited to get that? Yeah.
What did she say that made him do that? So that was the other like
that sounds like victim blaming.
Well, that was the other thing that like okay, so it's got to be more to this, which means that these guys might be right, and so that's what I went into the movie with that expectation, and like I'm like, well, my theories happen to be right. That's the thing. So.
Yeah, but I think you getting, and I like this thought of like a volatile reaction from a absolute lunatic conspiracy theorist not getting the reaction he wants out of his victim. And then having a violent reaction from it means that they're onto something. I don't think that lines up either. Because like when I'm watching this and Jesse Plemons' character Teddy is literally he talked about being in control the whole time before the abduction. Then he goes through these waves of being in and out of control, losing control.
I would argue the whole time that they have her in the basement. He's never really in control.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He just has her in a cage.
Yeah,
but like that's the only thing he's got going.
But like for someone that is so wrapped up in their own delusion, like someone like that, when that delusion isn't affirmed by those around them, they get that way. I have family members that are schizophrenic, and we've gone through some tough times with that. Like there are actual like reactions emotionally from people when they have this delusion that they full-heartedly believe and it's just not reciprocated, that they lose it, and that was very believable without it being like some underlying thing about them. Like the reason why it's a delusion is because they believe they're correct.
I completely understand that, but what you're asking from me watching me from my point of view is the performance of her seemed off, and like even the first like 20 minutes after they take her. I was not convinced that I was convinced that like not only is she in control, but she knows she has a trump card. What the trump card is exactly what the movie is trying to sell you on.
Yeah, so, but why would that be a trump card though?
Because she knows she's no danger. She never. I mean,
she's in danger the whole time.
With what? What is she in danger with?
Well, I would argue she was in danger when what's the cousin's name? What's his first name?
Don.
When
they kill her the whole time, right?
Well, since this is spoilery, I think she didn't realize how much danger she might have actually been in until she's having the conversation with Don in the basement when he kills himself. Mm-hmm. Like he absolutely could have shot her instead of himself, and I would have understood. You know what I mean?
Well, what would have happened? We don't know what would have happened.
That's what. Yeah, right.
But she obviously knows. I mean, she knew.
I don't think
she was never worried the gun was in it. Like she was never.
I don't get the vibe
worried
that she would have survived a shotgun blast to the face.
Well, we don't know what the
alien. Well, that's the thing, we don't. But
but like, so again, the movie shows me that the character,
especially because Teddy had killed a couple of them.
Yeah, we found that out too. But like, but he's So
any specifics on that at all?
We didn't know that at that point.
They had
no, it was a little bit later.
We didn't know that in that part of the movie. But like, it's again like the character that was delivered that she's playing, not even Emma Stone, but like her as what she is versus the CEO that she's portraying. Yeah, like
Michelle.
It was a very believable person where like she isn't she's obviously afraid of a gun, but like she isn't like her whole plan was to be the smartest person in the room and talk down the person that they could, right? Like that was her whole plan. When she never stopped trying that, like at the dinner table, like and like the whole.
No, I get that. She was always trying to talk the situation back in her favor.
Yeah,
I 100% understand that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just viewer. If you've watched the movie and you're listening to this, did you think that was the performance of a woman, of an actress playing a woman who's supposed to be kidnapped and scared for her life, because I just didn't buy it.
So I think you're saying a woman who's been kidnapped and is scared for her life versus this woman kidnapped and is fearing for her life.
Well,
Well, the movie's trying to draw a difference.
I would
between the
argue
two.
that I don't think she was ever super scared for her life either.
So which is my point.
She never. But I mean,
Well,
like
you're saying because like she thought she could manage the situation. at all
Yes.
times.
Yes.
that's what I mean.
Well,
I agree with
either way, it's if she thought she can manage the situation, then she must know that she has a way out regardless.
I mean, I don't
We're
think
getting a little too in the weeds with this part
well,
of the discussion.
I just don't think we're going to agree on that. I think that the character was believable in the fact that no matter how this movie went, that the character, like I started to mention the dinner. I chalked that up to her not being able to help the fact that she is used to being in control and in power in all conversations, and just can't help jabbing that knife into Teddy about his mom and knowing who he is and stuff, because she is used to being the smartest person in the room and she prides herself on it. So it's almost like she couldn't help herself and she had to do
get
it.
that dig in.
And she paid for it, you know what I mean? And it was like because that's who she is, not because of what she is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way
course.
that's the way my brain was working, because I was trying to just like everybody else. I'm like, there's a few moments in this movie where it's like, holy shit, are they right?
Yeah.
It does that pretty well.
You never
Well,
know the last
They walk
minutes.
that line very well until the last few minutes
So
of the
like
movie.
you brought up when old Don coup de grace himself, right? And it's like her knee is shattered. So because he hits her with the gun before he goes to save his mom, which is fucked, by the way.
Yep.
But so
Sorry.
Yep.
It's not-
Nope. I get it.
Remarked explicit. It's fine.
So she goes to walk up the stairs and she
Hobbles.
she gets to the first stair and she winces real bad, and then she looks up like it's
Like
Mount
that's too far.
like it's Mount Everest, right? Which then leads her to going into the hidden room
Finds the hidden
behind the
room.
stairs, right? So I was trying to she could have got out, but it's like, was her knee hurt that bad where she just couldn't climb the stairs, or did she think that even if she got out, she doesn't know where she's at, how far she's got to get, her knee's broken, so she went into problem solving mode. Okay, now that she found this room and all how deep this guy is and all this, where he's literally got bodies in his basement, where she goes, okay.
A 3D printed model of a ship.
Yeah, she goes, okay, I buy. So her plan became, I buy into the character 100% at this point. So when he comes back and she's mad at him and demands how many of them,
Right, of course, but that goes hand in hand with the movie still trying to keep the facade going.
Exactly. And here's the thing, it's such a powerful line delivery by Emma Stone that I believed that she was still the CEO now trying to play another angle at the part. Because you want to wonder if she's an alien, if she's actually an Andromeda.
Same way you want to wonder if they're crazy.
But the movie
they're definitely crazy.
But the movie sets up Jesse as such a crazy bastard that has problems with her as a person because she's the CEO that killed his mom. That
She didn't kill her mom.
Hold on. Of course, his delusion. Us as an audience member at this point, of course, his delusion about her being an alien revolves around her, because not only is he already delusional about and whatever in conspiracy theories, but this woman is responsible for the base comatose state of his mother.
His mom.
So it's that's who people that latch onto things it revolves around these kinds of people. So it's
crazy's crazy.
Everybody has a crux.
This movie does a really good job of achieving that. You know what I mean? And if so much so that even when that happens, I'm like, okay, is she or is she just playing the part? Oh, she's just playing the part, because of course he's fucking crazy, and of course she isn't an alien. You know what I mean?
Why would that be true?
This guy's nuts. It's and that he just killed his mom with antifreeze,
and he chemically castrates him and his cousin, and
I thought the chemical castration was going to come back in a way that was going to screw him. By the way, his cousin didn't do it, or he didn't chemically castrate himself, but did his cousin, and his cousin's like, what? And loses his shit.
Yeah.
But all this, and then we end up in the end going to the going to her work, so they get beamed up to the mothership in her work closet. And it's again, these premises are so crazy and outlandish, where she's showing up in a wig, he's got blood all over him, and they're just going to the place of work that she was missing from for 2 weeks, and she's hobbling because her knee's busted. all the way to this room, and then like the thing that like threw off finally alarm bells to me, like holy shit, she's gonna be an alien, was that she pulled this shitty old school calculator out of this tin lead box that like, and it was the only thing in the box.
Yep.
I'm like, why is this old school calculator in a lead box? And like, and then things happen, right? And it's like,
I want you to understand that I found this movie highly comical at this scene
okay.
when he is in the closet
Mhm.
and it blows up and his head comes flying through and hits her directly in the forehead. And it was just like it's like a slow motion shot of a cannonball.
Yeah.
Is like.
So I sent you guys that screenshot. I said, never forget that this was labeled as a comedy. I sent that right when he shoots himself in the head.
Oh, right. Okay, I got you.
So at that point, I hadn't laughed once at this movie, and I'm thinking, comedy. It's listed on the
Comedy
theater's
/
website
dark
as
comedy.
well. It's on the website of the theater for its listing as just comedy.
Oh.
So I feel bad for the families that skipped into this movie expecting a comedy, and they got this.
Can I also talk about the calculator being the same?
Yeah.
Being the same calculator, you type 8008
Oh,
135.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why does that make me laugh?
HELL, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get your hockey sticks in there. Yeah, but that's the first time where I fully went.
Why was that the first time?
Because the movie, because I think
it's absurd.
This movie does a really good job of painting Jesse Plemons' character and Teddy and Don as
crackpots,
dumbasses,
Crazy.
and lunatics, and out of this world, and making you sympathize with them, and then showing you reasons why he would have delusions connected to her, and then showing his troubled past. All of these things, like they do a good job of that, in my opinion. So like there's always this line of maybe she is, but then like they do such a good job of going, no, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it isn't, and that's where I have a problem with the movie.
Well, I mean that's the one thing I said about why.
Yeah.
There's one line that I will tell you that, or the one line I can say of why I don't like this movie or didn't enjoy this movie is because it is 100% on the nose, and
in the end, it is. Yeah.
It plays out exactly how you would think that it wouldn't, and because of that, I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the twist, right? Where like she's a fucking alien.
Well,
Yep. And then it gets more weird.
Is it a twist though, or that's the thing? Is like because when I think of twist, I think of M. Night Shyamalan, like Sixth Sense. I don't think
it's definitely a twist. It's just not good.
You ask 100 people about this movie if that's a twist, and 98 of them are going to tell you it is.
But like it wasn't. Okay, fine. I'm part of the two, but it's I wasn't deterred. I knew she was going back and I know she's going back and it's gonna be up. Of course she is.
The second she gets out of the ambulance and starts running,
you know
by that she looked at the moon. It's like, oh, okay, got it.
Time now, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the eclipse.
So like all of a sudden we all know, and that's fine, right?
Yeah.
But like it's I don't understand. I think this movie would have been better with an ambiguous ending.
I 100% agree with you.
I think that
5,000% agree with you.
I think that it should show her getting back to her office,
just getting in the closet
and walking towards the closet, and then the movie cuts.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because like I think it's like a monster movie where like you finally see the monster. It's like, and okay.
But then you don't get 2 minutes of just bodies.
Wait, hold on. I think then you don't get 2 minutes before the bodies of 2 minutes of Andromedans preaching to us about how we're destroying the Earth.
Oh well.
I think that's like the reason
We already
why.
know that.
And then returning to the bees.
Well, so but like it's so like the dead bodies everywhere. Shout out to my metal fans. Dead bodies everywhere was actually an interesting scene to me because I like that they showed the fact that the world just stopped.
Everyone just stopped.
Yeah, like in all
Even
of its
having sex.
in all of its beauty, all of its obscurity, all of its
boat just run aground,
all of its ugliness, like the world just stopped and ended. Also, shout out to flat earthers. You were right, and it's like you noticed that, right?
I didn't see it. Or I saw Roger look at me kind of weird. What do you mean flat earthers are right?
The Earth thing they popped the bubble on.
Oh my God! Well,
it's a flat Earth.
I don't know.
I didn't.
Guys,
I didn't think that was what that was meant to do.
It's a flat disc with the Arctic ice wall all the way around it. and
I guess I never looked at
in
it
all
that
the
way.
I
scenes,
thought that was like the visual representation of a 3D globe.
in all the
Yeah.
in all the day cuts, like it went like 2 days till 2 days till. It's shown you more and more of a flat Earth every
I
time.
guess I never realized that.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm never gonna watch it again, so I'm not gonna dig that.
Oh, well, hold on.
But you know what?
I thought
now
that
that you
was funny.
mention it, it is funny because of all the conspiracy bullshit that this movie has in it. Like that would be the one.
Yep.
Yeah, and I get that. That's actually clever. If that's,
They're in a petri dish.
Yeah.
It is
No, you're
what it
right.
is.
You're right. You're right.
They're the
Damn.
experiment.
Yeah,
Like
I get it.
It's funny, but it's like it's these things where like you said on the nose. I like the whole. I mean, they talk about like we couldn't reach you because your hair was cut off. Like all these things that like he was right about, and like there's something there's something like it feels good that he was right, but at the same time they did a good job of making you feel sorry for him while you thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
That now he was just freaking right, but he's still crazy.
oh,
right?
definitely crazy.
He's like he did everything wrong.
Even the hair you just mentioned
Mhm.
when she wakes up and she's like, she doesn't react like a woman, a power ass woman now has no hair. She acts like someone who's like,
She doesn't,
I got it. I got the.
she doesn't
I
need
got
her hair.
situation.
She doesn't need
Anyway.
her hair to survive.
I mean, I get it. Like that's those little touches for a woman is like what made me dedicate to my theory that I was right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I guess I mean I'll wait to see like what the movie discussion about this is to see if other people think that way. But like,
slathering on the oil,
well, like Hodges orders on cream.
and you can hear the
Yeah. Well, it's just it's all
wonderful.
these things that add up to this ending that it's like, oh, okay, and like again, I think that the movie, while it like we talk about it with movies where there's a twist or a mystery, and the movie lets you solve it right along with the characters instead of it just being like a haha, here you go,
Here's your
gotcha.
answer.
Like that never feels good. I need to rewatch this movie.
I'm sure there's all kinds of tells.
So hold on. I need to rewatch this movie to make sure that because like that's where I've been stuck on if this is a good movie or not to me.
Yeah,
Like
no, that's fair.
Like did they just flip it on me and like there's no chance to figure it out, or like are there things here to show me and I like to like really look for. So like that's where I'm kind of like I don't like the last bit of this movie because I feel like that was a and we're smarter than you like, and
That's
it's like
the pinky up part of it right there.
it's like oh
They can't avoid it. Some movies just can't.
yeah, so it's like I think that's the only thing that really takes points away from me because all the way up until that point, I really liked this movie. It made me think. It was exciting.
It does make you think.
It was suspenseful. I hated characters. I loved characters. I hated characters that I loved, and then I loved the characters that I hated. Like this movie does all the things it's supposed to make me do in a movie like this, and it's all wrapped up. It's all like bookended with this like very moment, and that kind of sucks. But if I can rewatch it and then go, oh wait, they were telling me that this is like okay. There are signs here. There's actual signs.
I think if you rewatch it though, like it takes that mystery out of it.
Well, here's the thing. Well, there's value in that in some movies, though. You know
Sure.
what I mean? There's plenty of shows that
Every
I've watched.
movie is rewatchable. There's not one movie that exists that isn't rewatchable. No.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. So like,
Well, okay. So final thoughts. You just gave yours.
yeah. I guess that would wrap into my final thoughts pretty well. So
Final thoughts for me is I really struggle with these kind of movies only because of the pinky up part of it is
he's so smart and he figured out Saw the
well,
first time.
no, I didn't. I admit I did not, and I felt really upset. But I did figure out the second one when he's like, "Your son is in a safe and secure location. Your son was in the safe behind him." But it's
that's a poor movie to say.
what?
This is poor movie writing.
Sure.
Or it's clever. I don't know which. But the thing is with these is I agree with Chris. We need to be able to figure it out before they just like the whole Wizard of Oz, like don't look behind the green curtain, don't look behind the curtain, like that. Yeah, the movies like this are, and I just don't know how the box office is going to do for this. And right now we're in this.
I know how the box office is going to
Well,
do.
right now we're in this zone where like we need movies not like Bugonia. We have to have movies that aren't like Bugonia, but not that has any bearing on good or worse, the good or bad of this movie. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed my first time viewing it. I just didn't like it. But I acknowledge that it's a good movie, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
it's not my thing.
I think the acting is superb in this thing.
Sure. Well, I
And
mean,
the writing.
I guess for me, is I don't really like this movie. It's mostly because I don't like the ending. Honestly, I think the ending is by far the worst part.
The
of this
ending can
movie.
kill it for you.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, because like the movie's paced well, the acting's pretty good, the story's interesting, and then it's just not. And it's like, God damn it. Like all that stuff is just, it just slaps you in the face with
It was wasted almost.
It's just not, it doesn't earn that. But whatever. See Bugonia if you fucking want to.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you should, just to be kind of break it down, because you can't, you got to see Saw.
Somebody needs to go to the movies. Please go.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
Worst
see
October ever.
I mean,
in 30 years.
I mean, so like
Expectation Smash Machine.
In all seriousness, like the movie is interesting enough, and if you're listening this far to us at all, and and you watched the movie, I think this is a movie that's fun to discuss because it has elements that are really going to affect people differently.
Sure.
Like movies like this don't come around very often, and while it's not making a ton of money because it's not flashy or that appealing, it is, I think, a movie worth watching. So it's like whether you like it or not, whether you did like it or won't like it.
Think.
Yeah, like the acting in it is really good, and the premise is so interesting and it's relatable to a lot of things that happen today, that it's worth your time. So it's I think it's interesting to see how people think about it, and I'll be surprised if both Jesse and Emma don't get nominations for this.
I'm sure she will.
There have to be some bangers in November and December to knock them out.
This goes in expectations. Like, will she get another nomination
for this role? I don't know. There was criteria that was met in Poor Things that probably, like, I don't know if it kind of like hits the same caliber of like what's being asked of her. I think Jesse Plemons has a lot to do with this comparatively. While not to take away what all the work Emma did in this movie, she does a lot of cool and very good things. But like, I almost feel like this rides more on Jesse's character being believable than her character.
It's his movie.
It is Jesse Plemons' movie.
Even though she's getting top billing.
Yeah.
You love her buzz look.
I mean, she committed that like she actually got buzzed on set for that.
Of course she did. But I like to think that when the key hair person's like, what are we doing with her hair? The director's like, you remember Ridley or Sigourney Weaver 1992 Alien 3? That, and then she's like, bet.
Well, like, I mean, like, I guess they had like 4 to 6 cameras set up in the car, so like they wouldn't waste the one shot they had at it. So like it's just interesting that like that actors will go through that, and I appreciate those steps.
Oh, what she did for Poor Things, my goodness, it's.
Sure.
I mean, it's just Poor Things is just a very awkward movie experience.
Which one do you think is better, this one or Poor Things?
That's tainted. I don't like Poor Things. I think Poor Things is bad.
I don't personally. I don't like either one of these, but I mean, as far as like looking at a movie academically,
I don't think Poor Things is worth much.
I think Bugonia's got more value than Poor Things.
I do too. I think Bugonia does more in the space, besides having a bad ending. But like Poor Things
and being a third of the length, like less than a third of the length.
Poor Things alienates audiences, I think.
Sure.
What about you, Roger?
Divider. Like I said, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
All right, Grayson, shut us down.
All right. That does it for us in episode 54 of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. If you listen to this episode on an audio-only service, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Podbean, feel free to head on over to YouTube. Check us out there also. Turn us on while you're doing some work, whatever it is you people do. I don't know what you sickos do out there. Like and subscribe. Smash both those buttons. What are you looking at me for, weird?
Alienating our audience.
Thank you for joining us. We very much look forward to seeing you next week for another theatrical movie review. Discussion.
Sure. Whatever.